we did a bunch of things in that way. Some I can talk about, some I can't, just to make the experience better for you as a user, and not destroy how you've built and the footprint within the chassis, right?
So there you go. There's the answer to that question. Are car CPUs a mobile desktop? We're not going to talk about that here on the channel. There's a lot. That's a totally different question. Let's see what else we're going in there. Anything else that is going in there?
Should I delid?
I have a 10900K and a 5900X, so I can criticize both, right? Good, now you can do whatever you want. It's your chat, man. It's you chat to your friends about it. We're going from there. Oh, and guys, don't forget, Thread. What is it, guys? Thread? I'm waiting for them to tell me what it is.
Thread.
You guys are cheating. Thread. What is it, guys? Thread Director, not Bread Protect. Yeah.
On a Death Star, yes, on a Death Star.
Yeah, Thread Director. That's right, guys. Thread Director. Get it in there if you want to win the i5 and the i9. Thread Director, Gleamlink.io already there. Thank you, Blondie, for being on point. Thread Director, popping it in there, and you can potentially walk away with 2 CPUs today. Well, not today, tomorrow, or some other time when we actually announce those winners. So going from there. So Thread, not Thread Monkey, not Thread Dictator. You guys are really be very creative. And Intel may pick you up for some possible naming later on, but right now, not the thing. So going from there. Let's see what else is there.
I saw somebody ask about the efficiency cores. Do you want me to I delve deeper into the efficiency cores?
And then we'll go from there. We'll say is a relatively future safe for 5 years. And that's a hard question to ask depending on what you're going to do.
Answer that one too,
you can go from there.
I'll dive into
Start with P-Core, E-Core.
Yeah, okay. So I'll start with the E-Core. So first, the P-Cores, the performance cores, are our most performant client processor ever. It is, the next generation. It's made, the whole thing's made on the Intel 7 process. So with that new stepping, with that new jump in process, you get a bunch of benefits, and that's how it's just more performant. But the efficiency cores, the E-cores, they're much smaller. In fact, you can fit 4 of them inside the same footprint as 1 of the P-cores, and that's why we're able to get 8 efficiency cores on the side, where we can have actually the same footprint as roughly 2 P-cores, give or take. But let me talk a little bit about these, because people think, well, they're just really small, it's big, little. Well, no, I actually like to call it big, bigger, because these cores a couple of years ago would have been top of the line. The performance is equivalent to roughly what a Skylake processor would have been.
Which was a great processor.
Yes, it was a great processor, but at 60% of the power.
Yeah.
Right? And so you can get the exact same performance at about 60% of the power. We can also run multi-threaded applications about the same performance as the previous generation, as 11th generation, but at about 25% of the power. And so these things they're not just really small cores that you don't want to run anything on. They're actually very good cores. They're very performant cores. They're just much more efficient with how they operate and how they run instructions.
And the other thing too that he's not mentioning is that they're all overclockable. You can actually overclock every single one of them.
Every single,
so
all 16 cores.
And they do overclock differently, right? So we did on overclock. I think mine is overclock. I think I have 5.3 right now, and then 4.1 on the E cores, right? And so they all overclock differently. And so just a little thing, and each of those can be tweaked, and you can do per core overclocks as well. So
yep, that's right. You want to answer the future-proofing question?
Yeah. So somebody's asking, hey, if I was to buy a 12900K, am I future-proof for like 5 years? And that's such a tough question to answer, because it really depends on what you are. Like, I know somebody who's like, what they do, they used to do light web browsing, maybe a little bit of gaming, and then that individual then went into hardcore. Content creation. And so like with the 12900K, yes, you could do that for 5 years, and you'd probably be pretty happy. But given what we've seen from the leaps from moving on and on, like sometimes that can be money. And so then, again, maybe it only lasts 3 years versus 5 years. But I mean, could you run with 12900K, could you game at 1440p, probably on ultra settings for the next 5 years? You know what? I say that's actually a real possibility if you're paired with the right GPU. And maybe the only thing you're upgrading is the GPU versus the CPU. Because again, CPU is doing far less work at 1440p than, say, for instance, 1080p.
That's right. And then one of the things I'd add is, because we've plumbed this stuff for the next generation of I/O, right? So through DDR5 and through PCIe Gen 5, you're not going to have to replace your CPU once the PCIe Gen 5 I/O cards and everything else start coming out on the market.
And I think I love that conversation, because it's kind of like the way that you think about it is, if you were to get 12900K and you're like, basically your house is basically plumbed for fiber, right? Like, and when the fiber's there, it's going to be great. So even if you're going in there, one thing is with PCIe Gen 5 and DDR5, you have a lot of things you can upgrade that leaves your CPU, your Z690 board alone, but you can still get a lot more performance just by upgrading those other two components, and your 12900K is still doing not near as much work.
That's right.
So I think that, like, from a CPU standpoint, you have a better chance of it lasting as long versus like a GPU or even or GPU more specifically.
Yep, that's right.
Was the price discussed? Do you want to talk about price?
I don't think we've really dove into it.
We never talked about it at all. Yeah,
I can talk about it a little bit.
I actually don't know off the top of my head.
So the top end is roughly $40 more than our last generation i9K processor. The reason we priced it a little higher is because it's a better product.
Yeah.
And so premium, we get a little bit more for it because we think it's just a better product. It's market leading, the best processor on the market, and so we think that, hey, it's worth it. One thing that we did though, and this is something that we haven't talked significantly about publicly, but I'll say it here, is I believe that we should be price competitive up and down the stack. So $40 at the top end for the premium jump in performance that we're getting, it's actually a relatively low price increase.
Yeah.
But similarly, the i5, the 12600, we just did price point replace from the last generation.
Which is huge.
And so we get the same performance jump at the i5 level that you get at the i9 level, but at the same price. And so we think that price to performance up and down the stack is incredible. And so that was our target, and I think that we've achieved it.
You want to say what the MSRP is, like the USD MSRP for those?
I'll have to go back and get it off the top of my head.
I didn't remember off the top of my head what it was.
I want to say it's 480. I'll have to go.
Dude. We'll make up numbers, but essentially it is less than $1,000.
Yeah, I want to say it's so I know the top end is $589 at the top end, and the one below that is that's the one I'm like, ooh, I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
Yeah, so it's less than $1,000.
Definitely less than $1,000.
Less than $10,000, it can be yours. There is $589. Yeah, $589.
I said $589 in chat.
And then what? Can somebody give me an i7 and i5 price? That'd be great. Because that is MSRP right now.
And it's public.
Yeah,
$499.
$499.
Free $99.
Free $99. Free $99. Yeah.
And it's public information. I just don't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to say something incorrectly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yes, it is for what, when you compare it again, like we'll just compare apples to apples. And I mean, AMD's even been aggressive in terms of their pricing already. But when you think about what you're getting from an uplift standpoint, both from an efficiency, what it does with Windows 11, yes, it is hard to argue about that price point against 5900X, which is what comparison. Yeah, and then even more so, 5950X is more expensive. So.
Yeah, which again, I'm not going to comment on competitive pricing, but our perspective is we priced it to be competitive up and down the stack.
Yeah. So 1290 with the 3 is in the 90s, 1270 in the 80s, and the 1260 in the 70s at max temp. Listed at 241 boost. You want to see 2 EPS. Why do you let them run so hot when they need a 360 millimeter IO? So Orcast, I'm actually going to ask this question because the other thing too is when we do, so we do this too, is as somebody who does reviews, 90 degrees with a 360 millimeter AIO does not mean something, depending on how it's benched, right? Mm-hmm. So the other thing too is there can be a lot of things in terms of what it determines. That's why at RobeyTech, we never publish our temps on our benches because benches are not efficient for doing cooling testing. So that's why we'll usually do something like we'll choose a high airflow case, like we're going to do ours on like a for instance, we might do a fractal meshify, or sorry, a fractal torrent or a Corsair 5000D airflow when we do our testing for those temps. Again, also they're tested at the worst case scenario when we do those stuff. Now you're not going to get 90 degrees gaming. You're going to get 90 degrees running AIDA64. The other thing too is that also 90 degrees for a CPU, non-overclocked. And to run that is not going to be an issue. I'm frustrated at having this conversation a lot of times because people want to come in and sit there and say, it's running at 90. 90 is not bad. It is okay. And the other thing, too, is you're probably not going to be hitting 90. Unless you live in Arizona and you are gaming and you are also not using air conditioning, then you might be able to see that when you're doing a normal gaming stuff. So, yeah. So you can do 280. 280 is fine. I'd say anytime, 5900X, 5800X, 12700K, or even a 12900K, 280 or 360 millimeter IO is always recommended because you want to, again, you can overclock, so you want to make sure you have some headroom for that. But more than anything, it's just you want to have the largest cooler you can. Yeah. And to understand, we also have tested the 12900K inside of the NR200P Max, and it was fine as well.
So I'm going to make one quick comment on somebody said. So Katakana Quest, that Intel's name is enough to know they want it for everyone. Frankly, I wish that were true.
Yeah.
But I kind of say two things to this. One is I believe our brand stands for quality and performance. Like when you buy Intel, you should know that you're getting the best quality product. in terms of performance, we got to earn it. And so I'm of the belief that we have to come out here and earn your trust and continue to earn our place in the market. And so and earn you wanting our products. And so that's why we come with as much performance and price parity as we possibly can.
Yeah, and I will tell you this. I will also tell you this is like people are talking about mounting issues. Yes, it also could be an issue specifically with what motherboard they were actually testing with. Like for instance, if you were using like an Aorus Master, the Aorus Master actually only has a 1700X socket. So if you didn't have a 1700X cooler, you might have to do some interesting things to actually get a legacy cooler to mount. Versus like if you were using an Asus motherboard, which actually has the mounting mechanisms for both, then you might not actually end up having that issue. So again, just some things to be aware of, right? When you're doing this whole thing, that there's a lot that goes into it, and that's why why we were really cagey about posting temp stuff, because temp stuff can be so dependent on fan, what ambient temperature, what airflow is going across.
What's your environment?
What's your environment versus like throwing it in a case and making sure that we're doing apples to apples across the board.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times when they're running these benches, like, look at Jay, look at Linus. They're using Liam Lee benches and all those sort of, which are not made to be air cool efficient.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think PJ is unchained and has done everything he needs to do. Thank you, my friend.
Pleasure meeting you. Sure,
Yeah,
pleasure meeting
you too. Thank you very much for all your hard work. Okay, so guys, we're going to move over to benchmarks now. One thing that I want to say, though, more than anything, guys, is that one of the things is we can say here in this case, we can do some real world testing in terms of showing you temps. So we will be doing some gaming. We will be looking at temps. Unfortunately, it looks like we'll just have to use the software to basically be able to tell you what the temps are at this point in time and then go from there. So are we ready to transition over? Okay,
All right.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is, so we have two systems. Oh yeah, we should. It's
Yes,
fine.
please. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys?
What
are we doing right now?
Red is
What are we
fast.
doing right now?
Yeah, so,
I'm fine. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I thought about that for a second. I was like, maybe I should.
yeah.
So one of the great things about Origin PCs is that the RGB is easily controllable, and so
There it
you'll
is.
see
Okay, so now we got-
that for someone like me who maybe doesn't want red fans, that you can go blue, like we just did.
Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna see
you.
what we have here. Do we have IQ on this one?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring it up here. I'm gonna change this one to red just
Go
to make sure it
to
matches.
static red. Right there at the bottom.
There it is. Yeah, there we go.
That's it.
Okay, so now this one. So now
There you
it's
go.
easy for you to look. We have AMD and we have Intel
We're up on both.
in terms of on the screen.
That's
Okay,
pretty dope.
so why don't we?
Gentlemen,
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so what we're gonna do is
Thanks,
we're gonna
PJ.
kick it off. Let's just we're gonna kick it off with you. We're gonna start. What? Huh?
He said keep talking so he can set the cameras up.
Okay. Okay. So one other thing that we want to talk about, guys, is again, remember, the giveaways are happening. We're giving away two CPUs, a 12900K and a 12600K. They're going to be in that cool press kit or media kit. What do you guys? What is the?
We call it a
actual-
media kit.
Okay, media kit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cool media kit. You're going to be getting two CPUs. So start working on our friends, because again, we're getting pretty close to the end of the stream, and then after that, we're not going to bring up the code that you use again, which is thread. See it, chat. Thread what? Thread.
Thread.
It's coming.
Anybody?
Anybody?
Bueller?
Thread director. There it is. Thread director. There it is, right there. So get rid of thread director. Make sure you put that code in, and then guys, that's what you're going to basically use to enter to win on the Gleam.io. So yeah. So going from there. And so guys, we're just getting set up with all our colors and everything like that. So that's what we're working on right now. We've got the two desktops up there. And again, just so you guys know, the other thing too is these are those new monitors from Corsair, which we actually did a review of. These are their new Xeneon monitors that we're showing off as well. So we're going to be running 1440p for most of our benches when we're talking about games and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, it's looking super. These systems look super good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, and a little bit different in terms of case. That's why we're not going to be towing direct cooling to cooling. This is actually a 4000 versus a 5000. So there's a couple other things. There's more fans, all that sort of stuff as well. Are the media kit CPUs bend? I don't know. I have no idea, and you're smiling. I don't know.
Well, it depends on what you mean by bend.
Yeah.
If what you mean did we cherry pick them to be the top of the line, best of the best? Well, that's part of how you get a case SKU.
Yeah.
So kinda, because when you buy a case SKU, you're buying the best that we have to offer off the line. And so yeah, kinda. But we didn't make these better than any other case key you could buy. So it's not like we've got in this system or any of these press kits something that's different than what you can buy off the shelf on retail.
Yep. So here we are. Okay. So are we ready to start the? Okay. One more second. We're gonna get some set up here pretty quick, guys. We're just basically we're changing it all over so you guys can basically see everything happening here. So we'll be ready in just a second. I know you guys are like anxious and eager for us to get to the testing, but remember, this is always the thing that's interesting about live. Is anytime we do stuff live, for us to change sets and stuff like that, always just takes a little bit of time. So I super appreciate you guys doing this.
That's how you know it's live.
Yeah, that's how you know it's live. Is that when it always just takes more time. So we're getting close, guys. Salty, don't win CPUs. We know the cameras are not on yet, guys. We know. We're working on it.
It is not camera director. It is thread director.
Yeah. So, guys, people are asking, like, again, the benchmarks we're going to run. We're going to start with R23, then we're going to run and do single thread and multi-thread Geekbench. We're going to run one more. We'll do 2 games. We're going to run and do Metro Exodus, and then we're going to finish this with a little Forza Horizon, so we can just see how Forza Horizon is on the system. Before I do that, I do need to do this. Hold on. And activate this. And then, yes. So I'm just going to reboot this. Yeah.
Later.
And then we'll hit boom, boom, and then restart. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Just
so
make
for
sure,
later.
so that way they can basically see it when we run it. So we're giving it game access. We're going to restart real quick, and then we'll be back up and good to go. Okay. Okay. So where do we enter the code? Everybody's asking. Where do we enter the code? The Gleam giveaway will have codes.
Thank you, Blondie, but geeky. Just put the link up in the chat.
Yeah, and thank you very much for that, guys.
It is not threat detector. It is thread director.
Thread director. The code is thread director. People having a good time. Okay, I think we are just about done. The PC's coming back up right now.
Yep.
We're gonna get back to Origin PC here in just a second, and then we'll go from there. So let's get Explorer or Edge.
Explorer.
Well, just because they want Edge. And Origin PC. There it is. Okay.
You you're an old Microsoft guy.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I don't use it. Yes, but you're going from there. Okay. Are we ready? Okay. We are live. Okay, guys. So here we are in front of the systems. Blue is Intel. Red is AMD. And so the way we're gonna do is we're gonna first do everything on our basically on our Alder Lake 12900K system, and then we will then repeat on the AMD system. So why don't we start R23. There it is. There it goes.
There it goes.
Launching. So he's just opening it up here. There it is. Cinebench R23. Working on it. Yes, it's coming. Okay, we got.
Are we good? I think we're good now.
Okay, I think we're good now.
Keep telling us. This is great. Get immediate feedback.
Okay, so it looks like.
Okay, we're good. Thank you.
So we've run it. So you've actually got your score already.
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to do the same thing on the AMD system. Cinebench R23. We're just going to you ran multi-core, right?
I ran multi-core
first.
first.
Here we go. So
and I ran multi-core because multi-core historically has been where Intel, where we as a company and our threads have actually lagged behind historically, right? And so I wanted to run this just up front to see how we do with 12th generation core, right? Now we have 8 performance cores, we have 8 efficiency cores, and because the 8 performance cores actually support hyper-threading, what that means is you get 16 threads on your performance cores, and you get 8 threads on your efficiency cores. So 8 plus 16, 24 threads. And so it's 16 cores, but 24 threads. And so we're running multi-thread, multi-core just to see how Cinebench R23 runs.
And right now we have like the 9-minute one. I wonder if we hit stop. No, we're not going to get the score. We're not going to get the score on this one. We're running the full length one. Don't want to. I just want to do the fast
one.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, let's just do it for 60. Let's do it for 1 minute. Set the timer for 1 minute. There we go. So that should just be 1 minute.
And go.
Okay, hitting start. Oh, did I hit start? Oh, I didn't. Oh, you're still 10 minutes. Okay. I should have done the fast one. Hold on. This is always the fun stuff, guys.
Again, that's how you know we're live.
Yeah, that's how you know we're live. We don't do this. We want custom.
Here we go.
You get it.
Minimum
Oh
time.
yeah,
So
I
gotta set the clip.
gotta set my minimum. Where did you see that? Oh, mine's not there. Just get Okay, maybe. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Oh, there it goes. There you go. There you go. 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Starting that and hitting start. That's what I did wrong.
Yay, benchmarks.
Yay, benchmarks. Okay, here we go. So we're going 1 minute. We're just going to run 1 minute and then get the numbers. 12. Yeah. So here it is, going right there. We're going to run it for. And again,
Magic benchmark.
We're basically both of these systems are running. We're going to be able to look at the temps a little bit later. My AMD is sitting at 34 right now, and yours we can't actually see.
Yeah, I can't see it because
we'll have to pull up IQ here pretty soon, but we'll take a look at it here pretty soon. Okay, so here it is. It's just rendering it through. It's going to run for 1 minute, and then we'll basically get a score. We weren't going to run the 10-minute version because we don't want to wait for 10 minutes. Yeah, all of them are. Yeah, EVGA raid incoming. We got Jacob's probably coming to raid us.
Jacob.
Jacob's coming, and they're going to raid us from EVGA. Thank you very much.
I was on their stream last week, and he might be a little mad because I had to thrash him at Rocket League.
Oh, really?
So he might be coming in to actually, try to make up for it. Yeah, to make up for it. So he did beat me at Street Fighter the last time I was on there.
Okay, so here we are. We're ending here, and it is ending at. Here it comes right here. 25. Okay, what was your score?
So my score was 26,442 points.
And then
26,442.
And ours was 25,239. So okay, this one
12th generation.
Done it. 12th generation pulls out on AMD
on the multi-core test.
Yeah, this is the multi-core
Cinebench
test R23. So again, you guys can see this. If you guys want to come in and zoom in, I'll take a picture so you can verify that. But there it is. 12,525,239, and there is 26,442. So EVGA wants a rematch, Marcus.
Let's go, guys.
Yeah, there it is.
The only start. Yeah. Let's go, EVGA.
Okay.
Jacob, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen and get it in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this one. Next one, we're going to go ahead and run Geekbench.
You want to run multi? Or?
Yeah, let's start with single, and then we'll go to yeah. We'll do single, and then we'll do multi.
All right.
So we're bringing them up, launching them in there.
Let's go.
There it is, going in there. Ray, thank you very much. We're right now, EVGA raid's coming in here. We're just getting everything set up.
2 to 24.
Yeah,
64-bit.
Yeah, so then you're doing benchmark, and then just hit run CPU benchmark. And then we're just gonna wait. It'll give us both.
Let's go.
Yeah, so here it is. We're gathering system information. It's gonna take a little while. You guys will also be able to compare the two systems in terms of that stuff as well. So here it is. It's running our CPU benchmark right now. Thank you very much for all the raids, EVGA, for being here. By the way, you came at a good time.
Yes.
Because you still have a chance to win.
Hey, EVGA folks.
Yeah,
thanks for joining.
You still have a chance to win this Intel Media Kit. There it is right here. Inside of this, it has a picture of Alder Lake and the wafer. It also includes the i5 and i9. So you get a 12900K and the 12600K that you could share with a friend. All you got to use is code. What's the code?
Thread Director. Thread Director.
Thread Director. Put it in there. You're getting links for that stuff. This is the media kit. So you can win 2 CPUs.
Yep.
And you're here at the right time. And the main reason we're giving this away is because Marcus is better than Jacob at Rocket League. So that is what the whole thing was. We wanted to make sure he knew it was coming in there.
I see Peter and Jacob want a rematch. I'm here for it. Whenever you guys want, we'll make it happen. Maybe we can get Maybe we can get RobeyTech on
Yeah.
there too. We can do 2-on-2 Rocket League.
Yeah, all of the people who've been watching are like, wait, you have to tell the Raiders about it? No, of course we do. We love EVGA. I've been like he knows I've been pimping talking about the Robot OC coming on their new 690 boards. Yeah, they're dark, and they brought back a classic as well. And so yeah, there's quite a bit coming out, and I'm excited about checking those out when they come in later on.
Yeah.
Overall. Okay, so we're 1 minute and 32 seconds. We just did face detection, and it said that Marcus looks good and I do not. So it's very accurate.
Hashtag facts.
Hashtag facts. Yeah, people are excited about this. So thank you very much to all the people, like over 600 people here right now. What's the password? I don't know what number one, we're not going to give you passwords to break into things. So thanks for asking, GTX Jack Bauer. Like, that's not sus. Okay, yours is in there. Okay, so single core score, multi-core score, we got it right there.
Just be clear that ours is already done and the other one's still
Listen,
running.
buddy.
I'm just saying, we pushed the button at the same time, not for nothing.
Robey's powered by
but we pushed it at the
AMD,
same
and
time.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so there it is. Oh, that's a surprising score.
That is amazing.
That actually surprised because we actually expected this to be different. Okay, so in this case, 12th gen 12900K beat it on both our single core score and our multi-core score.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which sometimes doesn't happen. And,
Yeah.
and so this is a case where sometimes you get better cores than others. In this case, we won on both the single core score and the multi-core score. Do we want to say the numbers? So our single core score was 1891.
And ours was single core was 1624.
And our multi-core score was 17821.
And ours was 15622. Now, to be clear, there is some silicon lottery there a little bit because again, we did ours on ours. We did a 5950X against your 12th gen 12900K, and the 5950X we used Windows 10 DDR4 in this a little bit different, which you are using DDR5. But we actually the multi-core score on the AMD was about 7% higher. So and we have those guys. By the way, we do have those other benchmarks because again, we're not going to run all the benchmarks live. So we do have all my benchmarks that we ran, which you can check out both on my review of the 12900K, but we'll have them here so you guys can see all the benchmarks that we ran to know what it is. But this was a surprise. We actually thought that we would actually
lose on the multi-core.
We actually lose on the multi-core, and here was something where you can go from there. So there it is. The code word to enter, GTX Jack Bauer, is Thread Director. Thread Director. And I do have to say, like basically yes, the RGB probably does have something to go in there. Now let's just check
the
real
RGB.
quick.
We went blue, and so that gave us an extra 10% boost on
that's not fair.
CPU
That's not
performance.
fair.
So that's what happened.
Okay, so just so you guys know, we just got finished running both those benchmarks, and right now our CPU temperature right now is running at 42.44 on our system, and it's sitting at 34 over here on our 5950X. So we are seeing a little bit warmer temperatures over here on Intel.
But still well within kind of normal running out and operating temperatures. I do want to mention, so somebody asked a question about Intel running at stock 250 watts. Versus competition 5950, I think the question was, running at 150. And the answer is, we don't run at 250 watts stock. The Intel 12900, and in fact, the entire 12 series that we just launched that are unclocked or unlocked all run at 125 watt stock. And for the most part, that will be the most power draw you'll see. Now, it does have a maximum draw of about 241 in spec, and that will normally, as we talked about earlier on the stream, that will normally only happen if you're trying to just overload everything. You're running some really incredible workloads and things like that. But for the most part, you should be running at about 125 watts.
So there we are, guys. Again, okay, so let's open the next one. So again, we've checked temperatures. Again, we're seeing our temperatures and stuff come down as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop mine open on this side, so we'll just be doing that. Okay, actually, so there it is. So this is a little bit different. So again, we're looking at idle temperatures here. So we're 41.81 on our oh no, sorry, this is our 3080 on our. I'm not even looking at the wrong one. Okay, sorry, on our 5950X, we're sitting at 48, and then on our we're letting in the 20s on our i9s. So it's showing all cores right now, which is fine. But again, we're sitting at the 20s in average for all of our stuff right here. So I'm sorry, I was reading the wrong temperatures, guys. Good job on that one, Robey. Learn to read at the top. I just used to the stack being over here. So
reading is fundamental.
Yeah, it's fundamental. Yeah, reading is fundamental. Okay, so let's pop over a new one. One we haven't checked. We're going to check the benchmark shortcut for Metro Exodus. So we're going to be RTX. We're going to run it at 1440p, which is 2560 by 1440. We're going to run it at Ultra with basically DLSS on. So
Okay.
you should be good there.
Yep.
And then we're going to hit run. Just hit run.
Just one?
Yeah. Your machine does not meet the requirements. Yes, just hit over. Yes. Yeah. Okay. And then we're just going to wait, and there it goes. Oh, no. Okay, so we may not be able to run this one. Sorry, guys. We need to. There's some, because of the way the Epic Store is. I don't know if they actually ran this, so we're going to close this, and let's switch to Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Like I could log in.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to do that live on stream. Yeah, that's how people get your.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, that's how they get your. Yeah. We're just going to close this, and we're
not that anybody here would dox anybody.
Yeah. Not that that would happen. But we're just not going to find
that would
out.
ever happen. Right,
So we're going to run Shadow of the Tomb Raider instead. Just right up. Should be. Oh wait. What are you
What
running?
just happened?
Okay, so just hit.
Still-
Yeah, close.
it's still trying to
It's still
close.
trying. So we're getting there, guys. Hold on one second.
Okay.
And then do we
Close that.
have? Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's at the bottom.
Just at the bottom. Okay. Again, guys, remember doing it live, and then all of these things we've run all these numbers already. So some of these might be a surprise. Okay. Oh. This is running Metro Exodus.
It kept trying to run.
It did, and it actually ran it. So we're sitting at, yeah, so interesting. Okay, so we're going to close that.
That's
and then,
funny.
Yeah, it's so funny how like it essentially ran anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and run Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Relentless.
It wants to run.
Somebody said, run Cyberpunk, max settings 4K, no DLSS.
Yeah,
Impress
yeah.
me. I would, but it's not actually loaded on here.
Oh, do we know? Okay, we have to. Is there a way we can get a password for Steam? Oh, we only be able to. Okay, so go ahead and do options, and then it is display and graphics, and then it is go to graphics are set, and then your
Resolution.
I'm just checking. Yeah, change your resolution to 1920 by 1280. Sorry. Going. No, keep going. 1920 by 4. No, 2560 by. Yeah, sorry. You had it right. Sorry, my bad. There it is. 2560 by 1440. Okay, you're in there, and then your AMD's on. VSync is off. I just want to make
Is
sure.
it on? It's on or off?
No, off. And then anti-aliasing on is serious grab. Okay, so hit and then hit R. Yeah, hit run benchmark. Okay, yes. Oh no, hit no. And then hit E. Sorry. No. There you go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's resetting.
Okay. Let's go. And it's not loading for you?
Hey,
You
well,
gotta
the
get
reason
Steam?
is because I need to log into. I need
Which
to
we
log
also
into
don't want to
Steam.
do.
Yeah, which we don't want to do right now. We will get this logged in. So we just need a Steam password for whatever this is.
There you go.
And then I'll block. Okay, so it's running, and we'll get numbers at the end. I'm just gonna make sure that he can't see his.
Good game, by the way.
There it is.
I really
Okay, there
enjoyed
we
this
go.
game.
Okay.
There's a
Okay,
cool
so it's
set
just running
piece where you're
through.
running through, and all the you're running through a mudslide as everything kind of comes together. That's kind of a
Okay,
crazy
so we
set
are
piece in
running
this
it
game.
over here on our Alder Lake system now, and then now it's coming up here for over on our. Oh my gosh, is it streaming? Because we're logged into the same way, so we're gonna have to run them separately. Okay. So I literally have now we basically it's the same.
We just linked them.
Linked the same account. Sorry guys. We basically I was like, why did it drop? So we'll just do this again. Okay, we're gonna hit. Okay, let's get out of this because we're now streaming between the two. Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Emphasis on we're doing it live.
Yeah, this is called. Oh,
Yep,
and I'm blinking.
we are doing it live.
There you go. Okay, now you can
Did you
run it.
stop
Okay,
remote
run it.
play?
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
stop
Now we're gonna
remote
run
play.
it again and see what the numbers are, and then we'll take a
There we
screenshot.
That was awesome.
We're learning. It's that way sometimes.
Running live.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Let's try this again.
But we're now logged in. We just can't run the game at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah. So, okay.
So we'll take a screenshot.
Yeah, when we're done, we'll just take a screenshot. Yeah, I can close that. Okay.
I actually really enjoyed playing this game.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can go to options. And then there we go. Make sure we're running at 14. There we are. There we go. And then just hit restore, run benchmark. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to let it run and we'll actually see what we get. Hey, what's up, IO Snipes? How are you? My OCD is telling you to update. Yes, I know. We're seeing that too. It's I want to update as well, but it's like we're just trying to also get through all the benchmarks.
Pre-recorded scripted mistakes. That's funny.
Yeah, pre-recorded scripted mistakes. Yeah, that's how we do it all.
The CPUs outdo the operators.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
These
they
CPUs,
do. In this case, yes, that is
would be
absolutely
much
true.
better. We should have just told the CPU to do what we needed it to do.
Yeah.
Right.
If we had a thread director.
If we had one.
Okay, so we're sitting at about 150 frames per second. Again, we'll get averages once this is done. And this game looks so stunning.
It does.
It does. It looks so stunning. So again, we're running max settings at 1440p. Not as heavy. Like you are seeing some obviously workload to the GPU. Given 1080p would be better. But again, running DLSS with 1080p doesn't work with these things. So we're going to do something that's 1440p. But it's still, we should still see a pretty big difference, hopefully, between the two of them.
I think we will.
Yeah. So. And here it is. We're running. Man, this game just looks so pretty. Have you played this game?
I love this game.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying a couple of minutes ago. There's this great set piece where towards the beginning, like no spoilers here, but there's like this big mudslide, and she's like running through, and like you're flying through, mud and these falling trees and buildings and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think at this point in time, given how long this game has been out, though, like it's not really spoilers anymore. It's like Darth Vader is Luke's father. Spoiler alert! Wait, what?
What?
It's like, hello, I'm sorry. There's a point in which I can't, going from there.
Spoiler alert.
Is it pronounced Robbie or Robey? It's Robey. So that's how you basically do it. RobeyTech, Robey. So, is it possible to run like OBS on the E cores while gaming on the P cores? Anyone tested this yet?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah.
So OBS is actually run at the operating system level, so you can't do a core affinity with the E cores or P cores on something like OBS, but you can do it with things like antivirus and other applications like that, Discord, streaming apps, browser services, productivity applications, and things like that. But OBS is a little different because it's a setting and a function, a security function inside the operating system.
What I like to do is if you open it up and if you use their Intel Extreme Tuning utility and it shows the P cores and E cores, just find the one it's running on and then write E core over it, and then it's almost the same thing, right?
One of the things though that we talk a little bit about how the thread director will actually get better over time. What we mean is that more and more developers will figure out that, hey, if I set my workload, if I set my application to having a high quality of service, then that will end up with everything on the P cores. If I set it with a low quality of service, then it will actually run then on the E cores. And so things like OBS, if it's going to be an application and the application developer actually believes it needs lower quality of service, then it will automatically go run over to the E cores because of how Thread Director actually operates.
Yeah. According to my wife, I need a lower quality of service.
If mine's still on, she would agree.
Yeah, she would probably agree with that.
with me.
So going from there. Okay, so we're getting in there. It looks like we're getting ready to be done here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay. So there it is. Okay, so there it is. Let's take a screenshot real quick.
Go for it.
So we'll do Windows P. Oh no, I don't want Windows P.
I just
went screenshots. We'll just do print screen. Okay, there we go. And then we'll hit. No, ask me later. No thanks. Let's go here, and then we'll just do. We'll go paint. And then just paste it in here. Okay, so there's our settings for this one. So now we're gonna close out of that.
Yeah, I gotta close so you
he's gotta close so I can run it.
Run it.
Okay, so I'm gonna open up mine on here. Mine closed. There you go.
Yes, I do want to quit game.
Yes, I want to quit the game. Okay, now here we are. We're gonna bring it up on our side.
I love how hard they make it to quit games.
Yeah, I know. Like, do you really want to quit?
Do you really want to quit?
Do you really want to leave? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do you really?
Can it run RuneScape vs me? Unfortunately, RuneScape is just such a high-performing. Of course, it can run RuneScape.
Okay, so here we go. Now we're gonna hit our play. It was like trying to connect to the remote computer again. I was like, no, please don't. Like we've learned our lesson.
Using MS Paint for screenshots, classic. That's right.
Yeah, can you tell I worked at MS and like all in all, it's just like things that I used to do.
That's right.
It's just history, a lot of history. Okay, so we're gonna go display and graphics. We're gonna set our resolution to. There it is.
Can it run Crisis? Yes. Or GoldenEye 007? Of course it can on an emulator. It absolutely could run GoldenEye.
Oh no, we did. Oh, you know what? We didn't. We left it off. Oh, so we ran it native. We didn't even run it with DLSS on. Okay,
there you go.
So exclusive. We're just making sure our settings are the same. We have this off. We have VSync off. We have TAA, and then stereoscopic is off. Okay, so we're running the same apples to apples comparison. Oh no, let's hit apply. Yes. And then we're going to hit, okay, here it goes. So apply the changes, and here we are. We're now running it, and this is on the 5950X. Does it run Windows 11 Calculator? Absolutely not. That is the one thing that when 12900K came out, they said it's just not.
We said we're not gonna do that.
High-level float point math-level float point operations are not in the, and that's what a calculator does. 12 plus 4, that's too hard.
Way too hard.
Yeah. Lily, what GPU is this? I guess the CPU is. So we actually have on the blue team, we have the brand new 12900K with a RTX 3080 Ti from Asus TUF, and then on the red team we have the 5950X with a RTX 2080 Ti, 3080 Ti.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same discrete graphics card in both.
Yeah. The only thing that is different between the two systems is one is running Z690 with DDR5. The second is running X570 with DDR4.
And if we could have put DDR5 in that system, we would have.
Yeah, we would have. Absolutely. And again, yes, that's the introduction is with 12 chip.
That's right.
Yeah,
Introduction of DDR5 globally. First processor, first platform to enable DDR5, the 12th generation Intel Core.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. So, which is good. Can it make bubble waffles? Oh my gosh, do I wish it could? I mean, that would be like pretty much the greatest. Have you guys had bubble waffles?
I haven't had bubble waffles.
Oh, bubble
What's
waffles.
A bubble waffle?
Oh man, bubble waffles. They're like these Hong Kong waffles that they come with a sweet cream. I've eaten them on stream. They're so good.
Oh, that sounds
delicious. They're
delicious.
made by Happy Lemon. They do have them where you're at. So it's Happy Lemon's like nationwide.
Oh.
Get a bubble waffle.
I'm gonna do that.
Bubble waffles are great.
I'm gonna do that.
A camera crew abused them. Why would you abuse me? I already get enough emotional abuse from these guys. Like trying to do it's like trying to get me to go to weird places. I know in Windows you can't set the affinity manually pick which cores and Apple runs.
Let me touch on that one.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
yeah. So a couple things here that Cornell R. Williams is talking about setting affinity. You can actually go and set affinity for different cores in different ways. We do not recommend you do that because what Intel Thread Director does, especially with Windows 11, is we've optimized the way they talk to each other, and so you just want to let it do its work. If you set affinity, what you're doing is you're kind of getting in the way of the way it optimizes. So you could set it to go do it that way, but what you'll end up with is lower performance on other applications as it tries to figure out where to run the different workloads.
Zalison is asking if he can just come over here and get one of these PCs from you guys. No, I don't think that's going to work. So don't come to the Origin warehouse. They don't just hand the PCs out. Now, I have heard that if you do want to win a free PC from Origin, all you have to do is send Origin PC CEO a free $3,000 or $4,000 case of cash, and he will send you a free PC for that exchange. So it's like a barter. It's like a barter.
I will not do that.
You will not do that?
I will not do that.
You will not do that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can you make bubble waffles? I didn't know you could. I guess you could. You need a bubble waffle maker. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like a scam. Okay, so we're getting the sprinting. We're just going to do that. Did not say that. Yeah. Going in there. So it looks like people are getting in there. Are you guys enjoying the show? We are getting really close. There it is. Okay, so. Okay, well, in this case, we did. So in this case, we actually just ran Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and this is talking a little bit about optimization and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we'll read the scores. My frames rendered 25,227, and my average frames per second was 161. So it's actually higher.
And mine was frames rendered was 24,298, and average frames per second was 154. One of the things we always talk about is that it really depends. It's a workload dependent on how well things run, and that's why when we do these testings, that's why when you see these reviews, there's this whole suite of things that run because sometimes things will run better on one, sometimes things will run better on the other. Part of that is that we and our competitors like to work with companies like Square Enix and like with others to optimize the way games run on different cores and different processors. So what will end up happening is game one will actually run super well on a particular platform because they've spent the time to actually optimize. And so we part of what we do is we work with lots of different developers to actually get that done and make sure that the code is optimized to run best on IA. In this case, it turns out that some of the optimization actually goes against us because our competitors did exactly that, and so it shows up that hey, this one actually runs a little better on the 5950 than it does on the 12900.
And so again, we talked about my benchmarks. We actually ran these benchmarks. This was the only game that we actually tested that the 12900K lost, and it did the same thing when we basically did our testing too. But one of the reasons we did want to run this is because we wanted to show you, yes, there is problems. I mean, not problems. There are circumstances where the 5950X might run better. And we're going to be transparent about those,
That's right.
run them here live on the stream,
That's right.
and actually show you that can be a thing. And that partner optimization can make a big difference sometimes.
It really does.
Yeah.
And one of the things, though, that you know, what we say is, hey, first, we're going to be transparent. We told you that. We stand behind that. We'll continue to be transparent. We're also going to be transparent about why we believe that the 12900K is still the world's best gaming processor. And that's because, as you heard Robey say, out of all the games that they tested, this was the only one that the 5950 actually performed better on. And if you look at all the reviews now coming out, you should be able to see the same thing. So we believe that this processor is the best in the world.
And that's why we specifically did this, is because, hey, we wanted to basically show that was something like we do know and we do recognize that. Now, unfortunately, we're going to go to one more game, and this is a game we have no idea how it runs because we haven't. This game's just out today.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to load up on here. We're going to load up. So we're lit Xbox. There it is, right there. And let's load up.
Oh, you're going to play, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going to play. Yeah, so let's get it going here.
Let's switch.
And then we're gonna basically. So here it is. This is Forza Horizon 5. We figured we'd end with this. This is Forza Horizon 5, which just released today. Actually, it's today at midnight, I think.
Yeah, today at midnight.
Tonight at midnight. Forza Horizon 5. Oh, controller. Yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, and here's the thing. So we got a controller right here. We're gonna hopefully this just works. We'll have to pair it real quick.
Such a beautiful game. If you haven't seen this thing running, it is gorgeous, and you're in for a treat.
Should be. Waiting for it to sync. Okay, there it goes. Sync. Come on, baby. There it goes. Okay, cool. We're in. Okay, cool. So we hit yes. Now don't forget, Red Director.
Red Director.
Yeah. And going from here. So we're going to run this at pretty much 1440p ultra settings. And we're going to be using the game bar just to show you performance. Now, we do actually have this that you can show direct feed. This should be coming through, right? Yeah. We should be able to just show you this direct. Yeah. Okay, cool. So there we are. We're going to bop in there. You guys can actually see some great games as well. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit Windows D. Go here and go to FPS. Okay, and there it is right there. And we can pin this.
That.
Let's pin it up here. Okay, so you guys are seeing frames. Okay, here it is. Okay, so let's hit this, and we're gonna go change our settings. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let it. We're gonna go ahead. Ooh, we got a benchmark mode.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, start benchmark mode. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna benchmark this and see what it is.
And we've never done this.
We've never done this. Like, again, we just loaded this.
I have no idea what this is gonna happen because this game just came out.
Okay, so Ben, it's going to benchmark and go through here, and I mean, we're very excited to check this game out. You couldn't find us on Mixer. I'm sorry. You couldn't find us on Mixer. I'm sorry. Here it is right here. So it's just basically optimizing our pre-C. It would have been fun to now that I wish we could have done this and actually seen an actual thing. But again,
cool.
We're gonna check this out and see how it runs. Oh, look at that Taycan. Are you a car guy?
I am a car guy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Porsche Taycan
nice.
right there. And so there's your Ford Raptor.
I prefer the Porsche.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm a huge Porsche fan, so for sure. Okay, and then we got some
off-roading.
Yeah, some off-roading. This game, probably one of my favorite series of games.
Forza.
There's the new Supra, which is actually absolutely awesome. And again, we're sitting at 60 frames per second because it's VSync right now, more than likely. Oh, there we go.
Hey, do we want to talk one last time about this before we come off?
Are we still on screen, or are we still on camera, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the Intel Media Kit. This is when we talk about the giveaways. This is what we're giving away. When you open this up, it says built for the next generation of gaming, which is really cool. Inside of it, it's got this really cool processor map right here. So this is the actual Alder Lake processor. You can see the 8 P cores right here, and then over here are your 8 efficiency cores, so performance cores, efficiency cores, and all the other plumbing and stuff on there. On the back, got an actual picture of Alder Lake, 'cause that's a real place. You can stand, but as Robey likes to say, that's really not the most important part. Underneath that, we've got both an Intel i5K processor and an i9K processor so that you can see top and bottom of the stack. We do also have an i7K that we've launched too, but that's not included in this kit.
And these are paired in the order of power of the person holding them.
Well, my power's at 9,000, so I don't know about yours.
Mine's at 12,000. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so you actually get both of these processors and the little picture kit, which is actually pretty cool. And the giveaway, the link has been posted in the chat. We'll probably do it again here in a couple of minutes. And the code is
Thread what? Director?
Thread what?
Thread director?
Thread director?
Yeah, Thread director.
Anybody?
Yeah, Thread director. Anybody? Thread director?
There's the link.
Yeah.
So enter there, Thread director, and you can win two chips.
Yeah, so there it is. Okay, so where we're running at, so you're just getting a good view. It's sitting at 60 frames per second, but again, this is actually running a benchmark. It is V-synced, which is why you're seeing 60 more than likely right now, or sorry, frame capped at 60.
Yeah.
But basically, this game, look at how incredible this game is.
That is really nice.
This is the new VET. I believe this is the CO5, or potentially, but regardless, it's the new VET. Man, did you hear the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 in history? 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
That is amazing.
And then it looks like in front of us we got a Turbo S, maybe just a Turbo in front of it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there it is. Our benchmark, extreme. So suggested preset extreme, current preset extreme. It says right there, our average frames per second on this one would be 270. 270 frames, and then so we definitely achieved 60.
We definitely achieved 60.
And then so going from there. So it looks like we're good to go from there, and then it basically goes. So if you are looking, and the more than likely you will start seeing stuff like this showing up, because I know we will definitely be adding this to our GPU, benchmarks, because this game looks absolutely incredible.
We'll add it to ours too now that it's out.
Yeah, now that it's out. But there you go right there. And then again, we wish we could do it. We didn't have the time to download it on our AMD system. But there you go. So that is it, guys. You have seen us build a full Alder Lake system.
Yep.
12900K. Yep. All the bells and whistles.
All the bells
RGB,
and whistles,
including RGB.
It's got to have RGB.
Yeah, it's got RGB.
Yeah.
You've seen us benchmark it, bench test it. Now, I do want to let you guys know, we do have all of the benches for the other systems. So again, if you want to look through them, my recommendation, if you want to see them, we have them here. But if you want to go see them, go to the end of my 12900K review. They're all actually posted there. You can walk through them and see them. We did those a little bit different than what you see here, but they're all Windows 10. They're all DDR4, so they're apples to apples, true apples to apples. No Windows 11 editions or anything like that. Not to say that you should, if you're getting 12th gen, you definitely want to get Windows 11 for sure, because to unlock your full potential. But in all those cases, all but one game, 12900K came ahead. And it's funny, we actually ran Geekbench, and this one you guys saw it live, and 12900K actually pulled ahead. So thanks for the silicon lottery on that one.
Probably because of the Windows 11 too,
Windows
right?
11 too. But on ours, that was the only benchmark that we actually ended up seeing issues with. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed the show. Please make sure you get in and enter your thread director. We had so much fun. And again, if you love seeing stuff like this, let us know on Twitter. Let us know on social. So at Corsair, at Origin PC, at Intel Gaming, for sure. Let us know if you'd like to see more shows like this, more live benchmarking. I know every time we do this live, there's always a little bit of weirdness, and we enjoy you being here for the almost, 5 hours that we've almost done
this has been a blast.
Yeah, this has been an absolute blast. Does Marcus work at Intel? Do you?
Marcus does work at Intel.
Marcus does work at Intel. So there it is. Marcus does work at Intel. Anyway, guys, we hope you really very much enjoyed this show. A huge shout out, number one, to two unsung heroes, Adam and Alex. And even though you heard Adam a couple of times, they have been back here. We made a very, very complicated setup for them, but they handled it like heroes. So huge shout out to them. Let's give them a round of applause. For the production. Also a round of applause to Intel for sending Marcus out, for Origin PC, for Corsair, for helping support this, and then for you guys, the fans who come and watch this. We had at one point in time almost 1,300 concurrent people. So and thank you for the 850 people who are still here. Enter the giveaway. Thread director. Outside of that, guys, have a great night, and we will see you guys on another episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Woohoo! There you go. Good job, you guys.